Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we will need approval of the minutes of September 7th, September 21 briefing sessions.
So move.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
Great. We'll go with the clerk of courts.
Resolution number 712-17. Resolution authorizing a transfer of general fund appropriations for the purchase of a microfilm reader.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Might I add that I like your ribbons?
Thank you.
And ties.
I tried to do my best. Am I on?
Just press the button.
Yep.
Oh,
There you
there
are.
we go. All right.
You're on.
Thank you, Commissioner Boyce. The clerk's office has identified a need to replace a microfiche reader in our appeals division. Classified as a fixed asset, the clerk's office is requesting authorization to transfer general operating funds, $10,000 into the capital outlays. Answer any questions, should you have some.
So me. If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 712-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 712-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Domestic Relations Court. Oh, okay.
Resolution number 713-17. Resolution authorizing a contract modification with Forum Ohio LLC for various psychological services for an increase in an amount of $17,000 for a total amount of $105,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Barb Reeves, Deputy Director. Due to a need to add additional services for bind-over evaluations, this resolution is requesting a contract modification in the amount of $17,000 increase. Pending any questions, the court requests the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 713-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 713-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk about being all thumbs. I can't get this thing on my... Yeah. Good morning, fellas. If you don't mind, before we move on to Adam H., you can stay up there if you want. We're going to go ahead and do our, as I try to stick myself in with these all thumbs, the National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're going to do the recognition of that. So Bev Salt is here. Where's Bev? There she is. I missed Bev Salt. Bev Salt is here with Cancer Support Community, along with Dr. Joe Hoffmeister, the analogy guy, the author of the analogy guy, How Breast Cancer is Like a Dandelion, along with Tori Geib, who is a breast cancer survivor. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, President O'Grady, Commissioner Brown, Commissioner Boyce. I am so honored to be here to represent the cancer support community for this wonderful proclamation and recognition of breast cancer awareness. On behalf of our board of directors, our staff, and the thousands of people we serve, there are no words that can thank you for the significant support and strength you bring to cancer support community. As you know, our mission is to ensure that all people impacted by cancer are empowered by knowledge, strengthened by action, and sustained by community. We do this every single day to ensure that no one faces cancer alone, and we do all that at no cost. So thank you with all of our hearts for that. Today, I have with me, as the commissioners know, I could get a little chatty, and we're on a schedule. So today is not just about cancer support community, but it is about the breast cancer awareness. So I have two distinguished people with me. Dr. Joe Hoffmeister is a board-certified medical oncologist and one of the beloved by all of his patients. I can tell you that firsthand hearing. And he is going to share a little bit about the book that he has written, and he knows firsthand the importance of education when you're diagnosed with breast cancer. With us today is beautiful Tori Geib, who is was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and she's going to share a little bit of her journey and the impact Cancer Support Community has given her. So thank you with all of our hearts for being here today.
Great.
It is a privilege and an honor to be here today for this proclamation. All of us at Dr. Joe Explains would like to recognize and support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We contribute at least 10% of our proceeds to cancer charities. In Franklin County, there is about 200 newly diagnosed breast cancer patients per year. Many more have abnormal mammograms and face a biopsy. When facing a diagnosis of breast cancer, patients are often frightened, scared, and are searching for as much information as possible. Our mission is to support the conversation between patients and doctors. Cancer Support Communities was an obvious partner because of its philosophies toward cancer patients, providing education and support, starting with newly diagnosed patients through survivorship. Through Cancer Support Community's compassionate approach and Frankly Speaking series, our mission aligns perfectly. Our book, How Breast Cancer is Like a Dandelion, explains breast cancer using simple analogies like dandelions and flower gardens. We explain what to expect from screening mammography through survivorship. We provide explanations and pronunciations of medical terms, and we include questions to ask your doctor. Patients need to make choices regarding their care. We believe understanding is at the core of education. Our mission is to help patient, spouses, families translate medical jargon, empower all patients to participate in their own health care through understanding. Knowing our book is helping women and their families is what truly motivates us. We are hearing from our readers every day. One woman who had recently been diagnosed with breast cancer received our book. She began reading it, and she couldn't put it down. She read the entire book that night, and she said, "It helped me relax, and I was finally able to sleep at night." Another woman who actually works in healthcare thought she knew what mastectomy and lumpectomy meant, but after being diagnosed, it became very important to understand the difference between the two procedures. Our book helped her gain understanding and to understand the differences between these two procedures. More importantly, she was then able to explain it to her family so they could understand the differences as well. Hearing the positive impact that we've made in women's lives is rewarding enough to us. Thank you again for having us, and it was a privilege to be here today and to support breast cancer awareness.
Thank you. And as I mentioned to you, I had just gotten this book and met with somebody in my office, and he told me his wife was just diagnosed with breast cancer, and I handed him the book to give to her. It's so easy to follow, and how would somebody get this book if they were interested in it? It's just such an easy book to follow. It's got simple words in it. It's just terrific.
Yeah, this book has been in development of my personal time for the last 4 years. We've included my daughter, who's taken over the project as a senior in college, and really outlined and drove the project. We have a design team that is non-medical. So although it's written by medical doctors, it is rewritten for laymen to understand breast cancer through simple analogies, cars, dandelions. It is available on Amazon Prime. It's available on our website, Facebook. We're in the Hills Market for a local distribution.
You're in local
We are
stores.
not yet in bookstores. We're
Not at Hills.
Hills Market is distributing it currently. Yep, and then also in Cancer Support Communities has copies of books for patients as well.
Wonderful.
We're hoping to, really try to get it in the hands of patients when they need it, which is right when they're told. This provides that foundation so that they can then move on, discuss with their doctors with easy to understand terms and foreign terms that we don't that patients don't know. Adenocarcinoma is not a normal term. How to pronunciate it, we clearly define in the book. We give definitions, and then we relate it to flowers and dandelions and weed killers for them to be able to truly understand those conversations with their doctors. So again, it's been a privilege to be here, and our hope is just to be able to help cancer patients truly understand their condition when they need it. Thank you again.
A little shorter, so I'll have to pull this down.
I understand.
I'd like to thank President O'Grady, Commissioner Brown, and Commissioner Boyce for having us today. Bev from Cancer Support Community and Dr. Joe, thank you for writing a book. It's a wonderful guide for women to navigate through that chaotic process of navigating the first months of breast cancer. My name is Victoria Geib. I go by Tori. I'm 31 years old. According to current prognosis statistics, I only have a 5% chance of seeing my 40th birthday. In March of 2016, the week before my 30th birthday, my entire world was changed when I was diagnosed with what at the time was believed to be early-stage breast cancer because I was so young. However, 2 weeks later, it was confirmed I didn't have early-stage breast cancer. I instead had stage 4, otherwise known as metastatic breast cancer. A breast cancer with no cure that would mean treatment for the rest of my life, and currently the only breast cancer that is considered terminal, killing over 40,000 women and men every year in the United States. As anyone could imagine, it was devastating and a very lonely place. It was easy as a young woman to feel alone. You always see this as your grandmother's disease or affecting older women. You don't hear about people that are newly out of college dealing with breast cancer. This is why programs like those at Cancer Support Community are so important. Through the ups and downs of the last 18 months that I've been in treatment, Cancer Support Community has been there providing support through groups and referral to resources that are increasingly scarce and hard to navigate, especially in the young adult and in the metastatic communities. Even now, they will be expanding to a new support group for young adults, a highly underserved population in cancer circles. Currently, while my cancer is stabilized, there is still no remission and still no cure for metastatic breast cancer. I encourage you this October to remember that a ribbon, a color, even a campaign for awareness are meaningless without a call to action behind it. Get involved and see how we can transform awareness from the disease that still kills 113 people per day in the United States to real research for a cure through organizations like Stephanie Spielman and Mediviver, and continued social support through organizations like Cancer Support Community. I'd like to thank you again.
Thank you.
We also have ribbons that hopefully everybody has, and on behalf of the commissioners and Cancer Support Community, we do have breast cancer bags. So please, in the back, take one with you, give it to someone, share it with someone affected by cancer. Each has a hat, a little pillow, and information inside. So thank you.
And I just want to thank all of you for coming down. I'll tell you, I've run a lot of marathon races, and sometimes you run a lot of races in between small races, and so I ran in a race for the cure for the first time last year, and I just can't think of a more inspiring experience I've had in my life than to see all the survivors. There's this part when they start the race off and the survivors come through on like a trolley, and they're waving out the window. They got signs, and the crowd's going crazy, and I can't think of a time when right before the race I got so choked up I could barely run. But I will tell you, it turned into a motivation, because I know if all those folks can work to survive such a challenging ordeal and then be an advocate and a voice for others, it really is a motivating factor. When you run, you're thinking, this is nothing. And so you just run, and you run your heart out. And so I just want to say to you, continue to represent what you are in that cause, because there are people who will be inspired by your voice and your message and your fight. And so we're with you, and we appreciate the work you're doing in research and advocacy, and we'll do our best to support everything you do as well. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm going to come up and get a picture with you guys.
Look over. We got another one still. All right. And then today is also Apple Crunch Day. It's that time of year. So we have a local food initiative, the Franklin County. We have somebody here from Franklin County Public Health. Oh, there you guys are on the back. It is Apple Crunch Day. So Kristen Peters, the health educator at Franklin County Public Health, is here to celebrate Apple Crunch Day. Do you guys want to come up? Good
Hello,
morning.
good morning.
Everyone. President O'Grady, Commissioners, thank you for having us here today. I am not Kristen Peters.
No, you're not.
I am Carol Smathers. I am with Ohio State University Extension's Farm to School program.
Excellent.
And Kristen Peters and Michelle Day from Franklin County Public Health are passing around apples for our Great Apple Crunch that we'll do in a moment. I want to take a moment to say I am a 6-year breast cancer survivor, so I really do appreciate you recognizing the groups here before me. I have a lot of respect for the groups that are here today. So thank you for recognizing Farm to School and the Great Apple Crunch event. Ohio State University's Farm to School programs, we seek to help schools to purchase, serve, and teach about local foods, because we know that kids at schools with Farm to School programs have improved eating patterns. It's as simple as that. The Local Food Action Plan of the City of Columbus and Franklin County, which Commissioner O'Grady has been such an important part of, has served as a catalyst for all three of those areas: purchasing, serving, and teaching about local foods. Local apples are a local success story in our local schools. The City of Columbus schools, for example, serves 3 million apples a year. Just 2 school years ago, not one of those was from Ohio. They were from as far away as Washington State, and they could have been from a year to 2 years from the date they were picked to when they made it to the child's meal tray. That all changed last year. In the middle of the year, the city began procuring locally raised apples. And this year, as of October on, they are on track for every single apple to be Ohio grown. So kids are just getting such better quality apple and learning more about where their food's coming. But there's much more to our county's Farm to School successes than apples. The Local Food Action Plan has fostered community collaborations that ultimately led to the Ohio Days My Plate, My State initiative to serve 1 full meal each month of products grown, raised, and processed in Ohio. This initiative, which is expanding to other school districts throughout Franklin County, has the potential to increase access to nutritious, affordable foods for thousands of students, instill an appreciation for local foods, and potentially reduce food waste. It can provide economic development opportunities for dozens of producers and establish distribution channels and help us to share best practices for other districts wanting to offer local food meals each month. Through partnerships with Franklin County Public Health, some very wonderful Ohio Days teaching materials have been developed, and through our partnership Farm to School program is bringing these benefits to more of the youngest members of our community through Farm to Early Care. This year, 6,000 apples are being donated to early child education programs in Central Ohio to celebrate the Apple Crunch. So the Great Lakes Great Apple Crunch invites groups to bite into an apple, take a photo, post it to social media, all in celebration of the great local foods served in our schools, colleges, hospitals, and other institutions. Over 1 million crunchers are expected to bite into local apples this month for this celebration. So we thank you once again for this recognition, and wherever you all go this month, encourage groups you're with to crunch into local apples and celebrate the many benefits of local foods.
That's great.
So at my house, we have 4 kids, and we go through, I can't tell you how many apples every month. My kid's favorite is apples with peanut butter.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Slice a lot of apples and
yeah.
smear a lot of peanut butter on, especially my 2 oldest with crunchy peanut butter on the Golden Delicious apples.
Perfect.
Yeah, so if you haven't tried it, apples and peanut butter is a fantastic snack, and that way I also avoid buying a whole lot of bags of potato chips and garbage like that.
Yeah.
Sorry for you potato chip lovers and manufacturers, but we so that's a big favorite snack in our house. So.
Well, and I noticed you said sliced apples with peanut butter. We just got a grant with the City of Columbus got a grant,
Yeah.
$100,000 grant from USDA Farm to School for an apple processor and slicer, because we found kids eat 5 times more weight in apples and throw away half as much just when the apple is
Columbus
sliced
City Schools, right?
versus Columbus
Yeah.
City Schools.
Yeah.
Yep, so they slice the apples
They'll-
for the kids, and
they'll-
they'll eat a lot more apples
They
that way.
do. I know I
5 times
have
more.
3 grandsons, and they love apples, but only when they're sliced.
Yeah, and adults too.
So
But-
my
Yeah.
so my wife uses this thing. It's something I forget where we got it. It's one of those, I don't know, those what do you call that, Pampered Chef or something like that. And it's a thing where you press down on top of the apple and it takes the core out. And she uses that all the time. I don't like it. I just use a knife. But if you slice the apples and put it in a bowl, and you put peanut butter, you actually, my kids are spoiled. You have to put peanut butter in a bowl too. You put it on the table, and I'm not kidding you, and the neighborhood kids will go crazy and eat it too. But if I just give them an apple with a jar of peanut butter, they might not eat it. But if I slice it and I put, and these are, I mean, my 2 older ones are 20 and 18, and you still got to do it. But if you do that, they'll eat a half a dozen apples and a jar of peanut butter if you do that.
Yep.
But, because kids are pretty spoiled these
And
days.
think about right here in Franklin County, we have the largest school district, 109 buildings, 52,000 students benefiting from that
Slicing the apple. So moms and dads, slice the apple. They'll eat them. They'll eat them. But if you don't slice them, they don't eat them. No, that's true. But no, and your grandkids are the same way.
Oh, yeah.
So slice your apples and they'll eat them. But they don't eat. But how tough is it to slice an apple as opposed to giving them a bag of chips? So slice an apple, mom, dad. Slice an apple.
All right.
Dad.
So Robin's going to be taking some photos of our commissioners crunching into an apple, and all of you. It doesn't have to be a real bite. It can be a fake bite. That's okay. You can save the apple.
Apple, guys. Come on.
We just want it up in your face.
Give me your apple. Sorry. We'll be back in a minute.
No, you're fine.
You're used to this, right? That one looks delicious. That's a really crisp apple.
I love
Oh, here.
How are you going to smile when you
I'm eating the rest of this.
Very good. Really good apple.
So take a picture of us all holding ours and John just eating.
But I'd rather it be sliced.
Anybody got any peanut butter?
Thank you. All right, are we gonna get this
Kibble, did you get an apple?
Good apple. I don't
Oh,
know.
you're a reporter, you're not allowed to have them?
Okay.
I'm working.
Ready? Hold them up. Punch them.
Jessica, where's your apple? You didn't get one? Oh my gosh.
We're almost there.
Oh, that's a snack she's allowed to eat. Right? Not a, it was a cookie.
Oh, is that
No.
a puzzle cookie?
No.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to stop eating it. It's really good.
All right. Now, to the important business of the
It's
Alcohol,
all
Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Board.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning. Jonathan Wiley with the Adam H. Board. Mark Lambert, Adam H. Board.
As I choke on my apple. Sorry.
You're fine.
Jonathan, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Commissioners, this resolution will allow the Board to spend additional revenue that was received since our initial budget this year in the amount of just over $3 million. These funds have come in from both the state budget and also local dollars, including the Columbus Foundation. It'll also go to support the municipal court drug program, where we're partnering with them to use the IDAT funds, or the Indigent Driver Treatment Funds, for treatment services for probationers. So all of these funds are budget neutral, if you will, to the levy. It has nothing to do with that. It's just additional revenues that we've received since the original budget was put into place. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
Great. If there are no questions or comments, move for passage of 714-17.
I'll second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 714-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Veteran Services.
So for this one, Commissioner, we just need to remove from the table.
Oh, so I move to remove resolution 617-17 from the table.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
The resolution number 617-17 has been removed from the table.
And then move to amend resolution 617-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 617 has been amended. 617-17 has been amended. Amended resolution number 617-17. Resolution authorizing a contract with 15 companies for Veteran Service Commission medical transportation services in the amount of $435,816.
Good morning, Commissioners. John works with the Veteran Service Commission. As he just read, this is a resolution for 15 contracts. It's the most contracts we've ever had for supporting the medical transportation. This is due to a growing number of mature veterans. The average Persian Gulf veteran is 59 to 60 years old. Vietnam veteran is 70, and Korea is 80 years old. So we have an aging population of veterans. I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank purchasing and negotiating all of these contracts. Pending any further questions, we ask for approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of amended resolution 617-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Amended resolution number 617-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
Office on Aging.
Resolution number 715-17. Resolution approving 84 companies for senior options home care services in the amount of $11,955,370.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Amy Funk, and I bring with me Becky Becker, our Quality Improvement Manager. This contract resolution is for senior options home care services. The Office on Aging received 89 bids, and of those, 84 companies are being recommended for award. This contract is a 3-year period with an option to extend for one additional 2-year period and allows for a 2% increase. As of September 30th, 2017, 8,731 clients were enrolled in senior options, and of those 8,731 clients, 172 of them receive adult daycare services, 4,852 receive emergency response systems, 3,492 clients have received home-delivered meals, 2,648 clients have received homemaker, 222 clients have received personal care assistance, and 737 clients have received respite. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution.
I'm smiling because I asked for numbers and you get very specific. But I really wanted the public to be able to really see how this investment works and impacts lives of people and what it really translates into. So I really appreciate that illustration because, again, if you've had to manage grandparents or parents, you know how senior options can play a critical part in everyone's quality of life, not just the folks who are dealing with the service, but the family as well. And so thanks for bringing this resolution forward. If there are no further comments or questions, move for passage of 715-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 715-17 has been adopted.
You know, I had this conversation with Mayor Ginther recently because you guys, not long ago, were able to help his parents. And, you know, nobody really knows anything or pays any attention to senior options or the Office on Aging until the time comes when their parents need those services. And nobody has any clue what, you know, goes on with the agency. Nobody pays any attention to it. Nobody in the community even, it's just one of those unsung, unthought about agencies that Franklin County provides the services. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you realize, you know, kind of like the wellness community, you wake up one day and you realize that you need that service and you say, oh my God, what a gem we have. You know, and that was the phone call that I got from Mayor Ginther when his family needed that service. And so just wanted to pass that along. And you know, and I get that call a lot about your agency, as we do from folks about the wellness community, as we do about other agencies in county government, as we do about other partners that we have in this community. But I just wanted to pass that one along. I don't know why I needed to, but it wasn't too long ago that I got that phone call when, you know, just because, you know, it was, hey, by the way, you know, I need to talk to somebody, and, you know, and it was just a good phone call, you know, and my family's had to use it before. I'm sure everybody else's has as well, and you just get that phone call, and just a great phone call to get to say, hey, you know, needed to talk to somebody, and we needed the service, and it turned out fantastic. So
I
thank you.
think that the services that we offer through our agencies in general, through senior options, through job and family services, through child support, are those services that our families desperately need when they need them. And you offer so much care for the entire family, not just that senior. And it's just so important, as do some of our nonprofits that we partner with. That service is so needed, and you don't know until you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's that lifesaver that you just hang on to. And so we thank you, as we do all of our agencies and all of our nonprofits that we desperately need in this community. And we are such a good community of wonderful agencies and organizations.
Kevin had a birthday last week, you know, and you know, you get to that age when you start to realize. I had to get him. I had to get him. He was last week. He's like, "Well, I am younger than you." You know, he's starting to realize one of these days he's going to need the services of your agency too.
No doubt.
So we need to keep it strong.
Absolutely.
You know.
So did we vote on this one?
Yeah, it's already done. So thank you guys.
Thank you so
for
much,
everything you do.
Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 716-17, resolution authorizing a general fund appropriation transfer for the Franklin County Energy Baseline Study.
Morning, Commissioners. James Schimmer, Director of Economic Development and Planning.
Follow that.
I will. I can ask the question of how many kinds of apples are there in Ohio.
Do you know?
I do.
You can only ask a question if you know the answer.
He does.
Be prepared, right?
He does.
Yeah, he Googled it in the background.
Yeah. So how many
I was
are
busy.
there?
40 different varieties of apples are produced in Ohio each year. And
How many in Franklin County?
40.
In Franklin County?
I'm just making that up because I don't. Anyway.
I think it's 39.
Very valuable local foods in our economic development work, and we really appreciate that this morning. Commissioners, the first resolution that we have on is the authorization of an expenditure of $115,000 to support the Franklin County Energy Baseline Study, which was originally approved in 2016. We just need to carry this forward to pay it this year. In 2017. As you know, the baseline study is out currently to the public for comment, and we'll be bringing that to you in October. So I'd ask for your approval of this resolution.
Great. If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 716-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 716-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 717-17, resolution in support of a Clean Ohio Green Space Conservation Grant application for the Alum Creek North Tributary Protection Project.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director, Economic Development and Planning. This morning we have two grants from Columbus Parks and Recreation Department. They're seeking a resolution of support for a Clean Ohio Green Space Conservation Grant, and these grants are required to gain a resolution of support from the Board of County Commissioners. I want to mention there is no financial contributions or commitments from the county. The first project is the Alum Creek North Tributary Protection Project, which will acquire two sites to protect 12.2 acres of riparian corridor in northeast Columbus. That's at the intersection of Alum Creek North Tributary and Westerville Road. The acquisition will allow for passive park in an underserved and parkland deficit area of the city, while at the same time preserving wetland and stream. Specifically, the two sites will protect 2.5 acres of riparian wetland and over 1,760 linear feet of stream corridor, and it will also protect a sizable forested habitat. The project total itself is $107,000, with a request from Columbus for $75,000 through the grant program. So pending any questions, we request your support.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 717-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 717-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 718-17, resolution in support of a Clean Ohio Green Space Conservation Grant application for the Eastmore Green Line Linear Park Project.
The second project is the Eastmore Green Line Linear Park Project, which will allow for the acquisition of 3 miles of abandoned rail corridor to create 17.5 acre linear park next to East Broad Street, extending south to Interstate 70. It will also preserve wetlands, native plants, and wildlife habitat, and it connects a major tributary of the Big Walnut Creek to allow the Parks and Recs Department to expand adjacent natural areas and a new recreational opportunity to approximately 17,000 residents. The total project cost is $1,074,000, with a request from the grant fund of $751,800. Pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 718-17.
I'll second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 718-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 719-17, review a petition to annex 7.3 acres from Truro Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-18-17.
This third resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 7.3 acres from Truro Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 198 McNaughton Road, that's east of McNaughton and Interstate 270 and south of East Broad Street. The petition was filed by agent and attorney David Hodge of Underhill and Hodge on behalf of the property owners Joyce Stump of the Bonnie J. Miller Trust. 84% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the City of Columbus, and the city passed ordinance number 2419-2017 on September 18, 2017, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved and a statement regarding incompatible land uses. This petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 719-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 719-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Jenny, I had a question on the Clean Ohio Green Space Grant applications. Do we send a letter now that we have supported the resolution? Is that our role, that we send a letter in support?
Basically, what we do is send a copy of the resolution once it's been entered.
That's
the
all
signed
they
resolution, that's all they need.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks.
Guys. Community partnerships.
Resolution number 720-17, resolution authorizing a novation agreement with Star House to provide drop-in services to youth experiencing homelessness in the amount of $150,000.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before I address this resolution, I just want to say that I have the best job in all of Franklin County. I do, because
You got an apple this week?
No. I came with apples this morning. However, because I am the Community Partnerships Coordinator, I have the opportunity to visit, of course, and see up close the work that our community partnership organizations are doing. So I really get to see our funding in action. So I had the opportunity to meet Tori at Cancer Survivor Day at Columbus Cancer Support Community, and of course met Dr. Joe there and got to see a lot of the work that they do up close. Also have had the opportunity to refer dear friends to their organization. So I just don't want to miss the fact that it's really a privilege to work closely with these organizations. And another organization that I have worked very closely with, of course, is Star House. And we are so fortunate to have Star House in our community. It's one of the only youth drop-in homeless shelters in the United States, one of the very few that is affiliated with a research university like Ohio State. So they're not just doing good work, but they have the research and they have the data to support what they are doing every day. This year, Star House anticipates serving nearly 1,000 youth that will drop in and use their services. That can be everything from having the opportunity to wash their clothing, having the opportunity to take a hot shower, having the opportunity to use the computers to apply for jobs or refresh their resume, also having the opportunity to receive on-site medical care and counseling. Today's resolution would authorize a novation agreement. Star House, before July 1st, operated as a program of the College of Human Ecology at Ohio State University. As of July 1st, they became an independent, nonprofit social service agency, really just so that they could serve the youth that come to see them every day more nimbly, to react to funding opportunities without having to move sometimes slowly through the bureaucracy that, of course, naturally comes with a large organization like Ohio State. But Ohio State will still maintain an office on Star House's campus. They will still have that same close research affiliation. This Novation agreement will just allow us to deal directly with them and funding them. So pending any questions, I would respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 720-17.
I'll second, and I would like to say it is an honor to have you working with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 720-17 has been adopted.
Thank you. Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 721-17, resolution authorizing recycling of information technology equipment declared obsolete by the Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Goodnow with Public Facilities Management. Commissioners, periodically, this agency is asked by the Data Processing Board to assist with the disposal of obsolete surplus IT equipment. We do so in a manner consistent with this board's commitment to promote sustainable practices in our policy decisions and programs. Pending any questions, we request your approval to dispose of this e-waste.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 721-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 721-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 722-17, resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with the Franklin County Public Defender for lease space in the Franklin County Common Pleas Courthouse in the amount of $20,446.96.
Commissioners, this is the first in a series of like resolutions I have for you this morning. On a 3-year basis, we update and renew agreements with county agencies for their use of office space and common space in county properties managed by public facilities. All the agreements have a 3-year term. The pricing in each agreement is adjusted on an annual basis and reflects actual building costs, improvement costs, and annual operating expenses. Pending any questions, as each resolution is introduced for consideration, we request your approval of each agreement.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 722-17.
Second.
Moved in second voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 722-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 723-17, resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with the Franklin County Public Defender for lease space in the Franklin County Office Tower in the amount of $677,343.40.
Ditto. We request your approval.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
It's another lease agreement, Commissioner.
Another lease agreement, different facility.
All right. You say so. Move for passage of 723-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 723-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 724-17, resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with Franklin County Human Resources, Benefits, and Wellness for lease space in the Franklin County Office Tower in the amount of $117,822.54.
Again, ask your consideration.
Thank you. Move for passage of 724-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 724-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 725-17, resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with the Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Program for lease space in the Franklin County Office Tower in the amount of $54,425.66.
Asking your approval.
Move, if there are no questions or comments, move for passage of 725-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 725-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 726-17, resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with the Franklin County Office of Homeland Security and Regional Communications for lease space in the Franklin County Office Tower and the Franklin County Fulton Street Building in the amount of $38,856.84.
Asking your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 726-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 726-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 727-17, resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with the Franklin County Children's Services for lease space in the Franklin County Office Tower in the amount of $17,322.02.
Seeking your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 727-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 727-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 728-17, resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services for lease space and adjoining parking space at 1055 Mount Vernon Avenue in the amount of $178,502.12.
Asking your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 728-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 728-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 729-17, resolution authorizing execution of a parking lease agreement with the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services for parking spaces located at 52 East Fulton Street, Columbus, Ohio, in the amount of $7,020.
Asking your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 729-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 729-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 730-17, resolution authorizing execution of a building maintenance service agreement for space housing the operations of the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services.
It's a little bit different wrinkle on this one, Commissioners. PFM arranges for the maintenance services in these buildings, keep them in good working order. This allows for reimbursement through our cost allocation plan. Again, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage 730-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 730-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 731-17, resolution authorizing a contract agreement with George J. Igo and Company Incorporated to perform concrete, footing, and foundations activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Correction Center in the amount of $1,618,000.
Commissioners, this is the first of two construction contracts after your consideration this morning. Both are associated with the construction of the new correction center located at Fisher Road. Both contracts are the product of a publicly advertised invitation to bid. Both firms in their bid and a subsequent scope review meeting demonstrated they have the capacity, experience, and ability to complete the required scope of work. Both contracts are recommended for award by the project team, which includes the owner's representative, the construction manager, and this agency. This first contract recommended for award is to George J. Igo and Company to provide concrete footings and foundations. It's a local firm with a strong history of work in the Central Ohio community. Pending any questions, we recommend the award of this contract to Igo.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 731-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 731-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 732-17, resolution authorizing a contract agreement with McKinney Drilling Company, LLC, to perform casings activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Correction Center in the amount of $922,956.
Again, Commissioners, this is a firm with an extensive resume of work. Pending any questions, we recommend the award of this contract to McKinney Drilling.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 732-17.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 732-17 has been adopted.
If you have an opportunity, go by the site. There's a lot of activity You're moving a lot of dirt out there right now.
Moving dirt.
Moving dirt.
Resolution number 733-17, resolution authorizing a partnership with Fallen 15 and the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority in sponsoring the 2017 annual Central Ohio Homeless Veterans Stand Down at the Greater Columbus Convention Center in the amount of $8,000.
Commissioners, this agency is again recommending that you continue your sponsorship of this annual Homeless Veterans Stand Down, again, this year at the Convention Center. It's really a terrific event and really one of the most public displays of caring, I think, by our community for our homeless veteran men and women. Joining me today is Dan Willis. Dan's the vice chair of the event who'd like to speak to you, update you on this year's event, and our viewing audience on the plans.
Hey, Dan.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. It's good to see you again. Thank you very much for supporting our program. We have over 250, we have 20 volunteers around the table who plan this 9 months out of the year. I'm a volunteer also. We have 250 volunteers from all over the state of Ohio who come to serve our veterans. The cool thing about our program is not just the veterans that we serve, but the people who provide services to our veterans. They get an opportunity to show their patriotism. We don't do that much anymore outside of the Pledge of Allegiance. People want to be a part of the solution. We're fortunate to have over 85 social service agencies where our guests can speak directly with them to provide solutions for them. We also involve different parts of the community. We have, like we were talking before, all different ages that are involved. We have Oakstone Academy. They have a glee group that provides music for our veterans on stage. Those are students that are on the autism spectrum. We're pleased to have them on our stage. Fort Hays Air Force ROTC students, juniors and seniors, we have 85 of them. They're in their uniforms. You'll see a brochure like this that has a picture of them in there. They provide services as personal concierge for each of our guests that come in and walk them around, help them through the process. We had over 500 people last year that we served. We do outreach all year long to let churches and other organizations say, bring them down, just like Honor Flight, bring a buddy with you. You know, bring them down. This is free parking. It's a really remarkable program that we do every year. I think we've been doing it, the program's been around for 23, 24 years. I know 9 for me, but I don't know about how long it's, because it started at Vets Memorial years ago.
I know. It's, you know, it's a wonderful service for our veterans, and it's really for those who really don't feel sometimes like they're deserving, especially those in the reentry space. When I've gone to talk in prisons to people that are going to be getting out of prison, and sometimes we'll ask how many of you are veterans. Many times people who are in prison don't feel like they are deserving of that title of veteran, but when you ask the question differently and say how many of you have served in the armed forces, they will then respond and say yes, they did serve in the armed forces in some capacity, and they just sometimes don't feel if they've been involved in the criminal justice system that they are deserving of anything. So when we reach out to that community in particular, this kind of event is so helpful. So thank you.
Sure. What also helps at that point is we have Columbus Legal Aid there and Judge Ted Barrows from Franklin County Services.
The Veterans
Court. They can provide services right away, or at least start the process right away. Again, it's that face-to-face. It's not a phone call. It's not an email.
Oh.
It's a handshake. It's an explanation. And our agencies ask questions that draw out our guests. We're very fortunate that. One of the people I want to thank very much too, that they're not volunteers, but they're kind of unsung heroes. Sally Bloomfield and Don Brown are remarkable in opening their doors to the Convention Center. This is our 3rd year at the Convention Center that we're able to provide 90,000 square feet of space, which is the size of how many football fields?
Yeah.
2 football fields. 57,600 is a football field, by the way, just in the back of your head. But Sally Bloomfield and Don Brown are excellent. John Page and Sue Graves at the Convention Center, and their entire staff, they bend over backwards to make sure that this event not just works, but works extremely well. We could not do it without their support.
And do you have folks from the VA there?
Yes, we do, as a matter of fact. We provide a lot. The VA medical is there. It's one of the largest sections on our floor. On the back of our program guide is the layout of our floor, how we set it up. The VA, I always kid, checks people out from their nose to their toes.
Right.
And they massage feet. They can find a lot about your health by massaging your feet. It's amazing.
And, yeah, and that's where they see all kinds of things in doing a foot massage, and I've seen it, and it's just incredible.
You find that a lot of veterans are stubborn. They're wonderful people, don't get me wrong, and veterans in the audience, I love you to death. But they're stubborn, and so if they bring a buddy with them to come down, a lot of times they'll get services that they need. Another thing that we started last year in our clothing section is Veterans Deserve New. We thought, why do veterans get used clothing or white shirts with brown rings around them? So we find that in our outreach, it's just as easy to ask for new clothing for our veterans. I spoke to Jones Middle School in Upper Arlington, 8th graders, 230 8th graders. They collected brand new clothing for our guests, and they also wrote handwritten thank you notes to our guests that we're going to pass out to them during the program. So again, what we're trying to do is let people understand that this is a way they can express their patriotism and also serve a very underserved population. And the Commission has done a remarkable job for years in serving our veterans, and we want to continue that piece at the Franklin County Convention Center.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Did they vote yet?
No.
Not just
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll hold the thank you.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for passage of 733-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 733-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
On behalf of our organization, we thank you very much. And we're available for public speaking at your organizations to let people know. One of the reasons we have
How
the
would they get in touch with you?
contact us on our website. It all goes to me. Don't
What
tell
is
anybody.
the website?
www.centralohiostanddown.org.
Perfect.
And we'd be glad to talk to organizations.
Audience watching this show.
CentralOhioStandDown.org. Again, thank you very much for allowing us to do our job.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Stan, good seeing you.
All right, Human Resources.
Resolution number 734-17, resolution approving the binding of coverages with Liberty Mutual Insurance for builder's risk coverage for the new correction center and with the Travelers Insurance Company for the sanitary engineering Darbydale treatment plant expansion in the amount of $111,314.
Good morning, Commissioners. Passage of this resolution will allow procurement of builder's risk insurance policies for the jail, the new jail on Fisher Road, and sanitary engineering's addition renovation to the Darbydale wastewater treatment plant. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 734-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 734-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 735-17, resolution approving personnel actions.
Good morning, Commissioners. This week we have one personnel action. We have a new hire in Job and Family Services. Pending any questions, request approval on the resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 735-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 735-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Purchasing Department.
Resolution number 736-17, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,671,212.57.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carl Cuthbert, representing the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you requests for approval of 127 purchase orders. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as to availability funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, I recommend their approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 736-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 736-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, Carl.
Thanks, Carl. Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 737-17, resolution authorizing the creation of the Medical Sales Tax Transition Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. The current state budget replaced the sales tax on Medicaid managed care organizations with an assessment on health insuring corporations that will result in the loss of over $200 million annually in revenue to counties and transit authorities. The budget bill replaces this revenue with a one-time allocation to transition the counties and transit authorities. For Franklin County, this is a loss of $21 million annually being replaced with a one-time allocation of $14 million. Prior to receipt of that, the state budget bill required creation of a Medicaid sales tax transition fund for the deposit of this transition aid. Pending any questions, would ask your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 737-17.
I'll second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 737-17 has been adopted.
Sanitary engineers.
Resolution number 738-17. Resolution confirming and authorizing the county administrator's action to repair a sanitary sewer main and a purchase order for the needed repairs.
Good morning, Commissioners. Stephen Renner with the Sanitary Engineering Department. Commissioners, we operate and maintain a 24-inch trunk sewer on your behalf that services the southern portion of the sanitary district number 4, which is the west side. A section of it, about 30 feet, has some portions of it has actually fractured. It is starting to collapse. The structural integrity is compromised, and we are going for your approval to meet with this vendor and actually get them started on this project.
Yeah.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 738-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 738-17 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Antoine, do we have any journalizations?
One from Economic Development and Planning. Case number ANX-21-17. Expedited Type 2 annexation petition was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on October 2nd, 2017. The petition is requesting to annex 5.96 acres from Franklin and Norridge Townships to the City of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on November 7th, 2017.
Thank you. All right, that concludes our business for October 10th, 2017. We'll see everybody next week.
Okay.